Hello, hello. Welcome to the ButHerFly Boudoir. I am Madame ButHerFly, and today, y'all, we have got to get into it. Y'all know what we are here for, the review of Love After Lockup. All right, y'all. Let's go on and get into it. You know I be having my handy dandy notes with me, so this episode is off the chain, y'all. So I'm giving y'all all natural today. I don't have no makeup on. I'm sorry. I just was a little tired. It's been a long day and it's hot outside. You know how it is when you're out in the sun all day. It just takes all your energy. And I just didn't feel like putting no makeup on, so. But y'all ain't here for the beauty. Y'all ain't here for the makeup. You're here for the review. So let's get to it. So the show opens up with Deontay and Nicole. So Deontay goes and picks up Nicole, brings her over to his house. They're getting ready to cook dinner for his mom. She's coming over there. She's coming to meet Nicole for the first time. So, I don't know if y'all caught this. When Deontay was getting Nicole out of the car, he was like, what is it? He said, so you ready to meet the boogie monster? Ha ha! I swear when he said ha ha, he sounded just like Denzel Washington. You can't tell me. If you listen to the way Denzel Washington speaks, like in Training Day or you know when he's like, King Kong ain't got nothing on me, or just the way he talks, like how smooth his voice is, the way Deontay said ha ha, it just sounded like it's not like Denzel Washington, I'm sorry. Now he don't look like Denzel Washington when he sound like him, just right there. So Nicole is, kind of nervous to meet his mom. She says, I hope your mom likes me, because if she don't, I ain't gonna never see her again. So she's really nervous to meet his mom. And then she brings up her boob job. All right, she done pulled up the paperwork. She done got the pricing info on it. She tells him it costs $6,000. And she says that's cheap because she thought it would be $8,000. So it's always the people who ain't got no job, who ain't got no money, who want to say stuff is cheap. It's cheap? Well, where your $6,000 at? I swear. So Deontay, he kind of, puts up a little fight with her about the boob job, but then he says, well, if I gotta not pay my bills to get you this boob job, to get you what you want, then that's what I'm gonna do. I was like, come on now, Deontay, I really believe he would not pay his bills to get her this boob job. Because if you remember, and I think it was maybe the first or the second episode, he said he lost everything, lost his car, lost his place. He had to move back in with his mama because he spent everything on the first convict he was with. So that's why I believe he would do it all over again. He would not pay his bills to get her this boob job and then end up right back at his mama's house again. And he is just that. He is just that. All right, so after that, she says, oh, it's Tia's birthday, I gotta go call her. So she goes into his room to call her. And so he's like, oh, but if I was calling my ex, it would be a problem. Now I'm like, first of all, Deontay, why you ain't check her? Because she is in your house where you pay the bills. She is in your bedroom. She's using a phone that you bought her. And you just gonna let her talk to her ex-girlfriend and your child. So she on the phone with Tia. We all know who Tia is. We know what's going on with her and Tia. She's telling her how she's trying to come chill with her. She missed her. She wants her to come pick her up because she don't want to meet Deontay's mom. She said that. She said, I don't want to meet her. So then she goes snooping. And you know when you go snooping, you gonna find something. When you go snooping, you're gonna find something. So she found Nicole Jr. She found Nicole Jr. She hot. She said she told him to get rid of it, and he never did. So Deontay, he in the kitchen. He overhears everything that she's saying to Tia. He come busting in the room, talking about, I hear you talking da 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 da. said you don't want to be here. You making me look stupid in front of this girl you was dating. And, you know, they just get into it. And, what he said? He said, if you only with me to get what you can get, then you can leave, because I could have been cheated on your ass. I was like, whoa, wait a minute. Look at Deontay. It's about time you said something. But of course, he just reverts back to the old way. He'll stand up for himself at points, but then he'll just fold again and he'll stay right with her. So they get over the argument. Mom comes. Mama was not having it from the jump. Mama said, oh, she's the typical white blonde stripper type, just like my son like. She know what her son like. Nicole is just like the previous convict that he dated. And they showed a picture of her. They put a side-by-side picture of Nicole and then the previous girl he was dating. I was like, baby. So Mama just got straight to it. She was like, why are you with my son? And Nicole said she loved her son. She raised a good man. She ain't going nowhere. This, that, and the third. Mama ain't buying it. Mama don't believe it. Deontay, he's talking to his mama, talking about she is the woman who is going to be your daughter-in-law. She is the one who's going to be the mother of your grandkids. And I'm like, what? And then mom was like, oh, and he was like, so if you can't accept her, then you already know what that means. You can't accept me. Mama was like, oh, what? You think you talking to, young man? You don't come at me like that. Like, mama was giving it. So Deontay gonna bust out and say, you been out for a week and I've still been sleeping at my house by myself. And mama was like, hold up, stop the bus. I ain't never heard that before. Stop the bus. I heard of stop the presses, but I ain't never heard of stop the bus. I'm gonna have to start saying that. Hold up, wait a minute, bitch. Stop the bus. Well, mama was like, wait a minute. She said, woman to woman, like, we like sex just as much as men. So you ain't gonna tell me you ain't been wanting to be intimate. The problem is you ain't got no problem with being intimate. You got a problem with being intimate with him. I was like, ding, 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 ding. Mommy, you nailed it. You nailed it. We all can see that except for Deontay. But you know what I'm saying? She was right. Nicole ain't got no problem with sex. She want to sleep with Tia. She want to sleep with Zach. She ain't got no problem with sex. She just don't want to sleep with Deontay. We all know that. We all know that. But baby, so mama let her have it. And then he ends up taking Nicole home. He's taking her home and he says, you know what? I think my mama really likes you. I'm like, was we at the same dinner conversation? Where in that conversation did you see that mama likes Nicole? Come on, Deontay. So he takes her home, they get to her house, he's trying to get out and walk her to the door. She's like, no, you don't need to get out because, you know, my mama's asleep and I don't want to wake anybody up. The dog's gonna start barking and my mama just, she just is like that. And he's like, but I always walk you to the door. And she's like, I know, but it's all right. We gotta do it tonight. So he's feeling some type of way. He starts to pull off and then he notices Nicole don't go inside. She stays on the porch. And he's like, she don't never just stay on the porch. She always goes straight inside. So he called himself trying to be sneaky. He gonna go down the street and park the car. And the next thing you know, somebody come pulling up on Nicole. I am thinking it's Zach because I could swear I seen a man driving. Now at first I was like, well, maybe she called an Uber, you know what I'm saying, or a Lyft. But it looked like she was getting in the front seat. It don't look like she was getting in the back. If it was an Uber or a Lyft, she would have been getting in the back. But it looked like she was getting in the front. So that's why I'm thinking that must have been Zach. But baby, we sure gonna see next week because he pulled up and talking about Nicole. Baby. So I'm excited to see who pulled up. But I'm telling you, watch it end up being an Uber or something. And you know what I'm saying? You know how BTV be doing. They want to get your mind all riled up and stuff, and they don't be what you thinking it is. But it may in fact be Zach. It may in fact be Zach. But baby, Deontay, come on now. Come on now, bruh. All right, let's move on to Stan and Lisa. So Stan and Lisa still at this restaurant. They ain't left yet. They still at the restaurant. Stan is ready to go. He's like, come on, let's go. So Lisa finally stops playing hardball. She agrees to go. She's like, yeah, I'll go back with you so we can talk a little bit and, you know, communicate. And so Stan really don't care what she's saying. If she want to go back and talk, Stan don't care. He just want to get her back to the house. That's all it is. Stan like, okay, we can talk, communication. Yeah, that's good. Stan just want to get her home. He don't care. So they driving, and on the way home, she mentions how she want to get her own place. Stan is like, well, no, I want you to live with me. And she was like, no, that ain't gonna happen. And Stan is like, well, I thought you believed in forgiveness. Like, Stan is like feeling some type of way. Like, he want her to stay with him. He's like, but I thought you forgave me. You don't forgive me. So she said she wants a place of her own, and she want when we gonna start looking for it. That's what she said. When we gonna start looking? You gonna help me or what? How we gonna do this? Then she said she wants a car. She said he promised her when she was in prison $5,000 to get a car. Stan is like, you ain't even got no license, but you want a car. So Stan was hesitant at first. He didn't want to do it, but then he was like, all right, fine. I'll give you $5,000, but you're just gonna end up back in jail. So next thing you know, we see the blue and the red lights. Stan is getting pulled over. Lisa getting nervous. She feels like if the police, if the cop runs her name in the system, he gonna see she's ex-convict and she gonna go back to prison. So she is nervous. She's scared. Stan don't know what he did. So the officer says he ran a red light. He ran a red light. Officer runs his information. He comes back and he gives him a warning. And he says, what the officer said, stop running red lights in front of the police. What? Stop running red lights in front of the police. Okay, I ain't never heard it put like that. But yeah, so Stan gonna talk about well, the light didn't stay yellow long enough anyway. Sir, when the light gets to be yellow, you should be slowing down, not trying to race through the yellow light to beat it before it turns red. But he like, the light didn't stay yellow long enough. And then he was like, you see, he ran my license and he saw that I had a perfect driving record. And that's why he let me go with a warning. Stan, baby. Yeah, that may be why he let you go with a warning, but I'm pretty sure there's other reasons why he let you go with just a warning. Baby. So, they escaped that potential disaster. They get home. All right, they get home and then bam, an argument happens. It kind of happened so quickly, I'm not really sure what exactly set it off. But from what I gathered from what Lisa was saying, Stan was mad because she wasn't, you know, going straight to the bedroom. She didn't want to do that. So they start arguing outside in front of the house. And next thing I know, Stan done threw her little bag of clothes outside. Whatever she had, he done threw it outside. He said, bye. Go. And so, what he said, he was like, at least I got a car or something like that. I don't know. They just, baby. So Stan, I guess he thought she was gonna hit him. And he was like, stay back. Keep your hands to yourself. So I'm like, well, did she hit him before? Has she hit him before? Because he was sure telling her to stand back. I didn't get the impression that she was gonna hit him, but in her interview, she did say the thought crossed her mind. But baby, Stan, he ain't having it. He done kicked her out again. This is the second time that we've seen that he has, you know, blown up on her and kicked her out, told her to go. So we see her walking down the street with her bag, looking like Charlie Brown with the little knapsack, just walking down the road. I don't know where she gonna go. She had a couple dollars last week and bought herself rented a hotel room. So I guess she's gonna do that again. I don't know. She was expecting Stan to pay for that hotel that she had to rent and clothes or whatever. So baby, I don't know. Is Stan gonna call next week and apologize again? Is this their pattern? He does stuff and then apologizes. She comes back and they just do it again. I don't know. We gonna see. But baby, that was Stan and Lisa. So now we get to Anissa and Jeff. So Anissa is on her way to pick up Jeff. She couldn't get him last week because the halfway house, they weren't able to put Jeff's ankle monitor on, so he wasn't able to leave. But they got it this week apparently, so she pulls up to pick him up. She is still ready for sex. She done said she done got spray tan, so she won't look as pale, and so her flaws won't show. Anissa, aren't you in your mid to late 50s, I believe? What flaws? You mean like the wrinkles? I mean, I don't think tanning spray is gonna hide the wrinkles. I don't know what flaws she's talking about. I don't know. I mean, just because you in your 50s don't mean you got wrinkles, baby. So let me not even say that. But she said she had flaws. So I don't know. I guess the tanning spray is gonna conceal it. I don't know. It's gonna make her darker, and I don't know. So she pulls up to the halfway house, and I noticed they tried to blur out the little sign, but I mean, you could tell it was the Salvation Army. Like, I mean, the Salvation Army has been around for years, so we all know the logo, we all know the sign. So I was like, y'all could have did a better job of that if y'all was trying to really blur it out so we couldn't see what it was. But baby, so is the Salvation Army, is that a halfway house? Because I always thought Salvation Army was like the Goodwill, you know, where you donate clothing items or things that you don't use anymore. I didn't know Salvation Army was also like a halfway house. I don't know, but that's what they showed. So they reunite, they're kissing, and I'm just like, ew, I don't want to see you kiss. It's just nasty to me. I don't know. So they in the car, they're driving back to Anissa's house. She's talking about the marriage, how she wants these colors and these flowers. And Jeff is just sitting there looking uninterested at all. He is not interested. He is like totally checked out. And then he says, well, you know, we got to get approved first to see if we can get married. And I just found that out today. Really? It just so happens today you found out you gotta get approved to get married. When she starts talking about the wedding, now you gotta see if you can get approved, and you found that out today. Child. Baby. So then in the interview with the producers, he says, Anissa definitely wants to get married more than I do. Hello. So they get to her house. He's looking around the house. He looks in the fridge. He's like, oh my gosh, I can eat all of this. I can eat whatever I want. I was like, bless his heart. He been in jail for 11 years and he ain't never been around a food like this. I was like, oh, bless the baby. Let him eat what he want. So he excited. He had a fridge full of food and different options he could select. So good for him. So Anissa is ready. She done finally got him back to her house, and she was like, look, how much juice you got on that ankle monitor? Because he was plugging it up trying to charge it, and she was like, well, look, I mean, is it fully charged? How much you got left? Can we say it? Can you unplug it and let's go to the bed? Because I've waited 11 years for this. And he was like, yeah, I got enough juice. So they head to the bedroom and they do what they do. So the next morning, they wake up and she's like, you ready for round 2? And I was like, ew. But you know, they did what they do, and then they start going over his tattoos. And I guess he's got all the women that he's dated tatted on him. And he was like, we gotta find a space for you so your man could come on here too. I'm like, child, you just gonna be just like one of the others. Just like one of the others. So, they go outside to eat breakfast. His phone starts blowing up. It's one of his exes. Christina, I believe is her name. He said Even though him and Anissa had been together for 11 years, he's had 5 girlfriends while he's in prison, and he keeps in touch with all of them. Child. So they're eating breakfast outside, and then Kyle walks up. Him and Kyle, they start, you know, bonding, I guess, because they have similar stories. Kyle mentioned he was also an ex-con, and baby, that mugshot that they show, I'm like, woo! Kyle, he was a big boy back in the day. He was a big boy back in the day. So, you know, they're kind of connecting on that level. Kyle can understand, you know, what Jeff is going through. But then Jeff says, you know, I want to tell Kyle something. And I'm like, oh, I know good damn well he ain't fixing to tell Kyle about these 5 women that he's talking to, or this one Christina who's been blowing up his phone. I was like, I know good damn well you ain't finna tell Kyle that, because Kyle already said if he don't tell her, I'm gonna tell her. So what is Jeff saying? I'm like, oh, Jeff, he gonna talk about keeping friends close and your enemies closer. Well, what is you trying to do? What is your plan? I don't get it, because whatever you tell Kyle, he gonna tell Anissa. So baby, we gotta wait till next week to see what Jeff is gonna tell Kyle. All right, so Brittany and Ray. Ray finally gets out of the halfway house. Brittany is there waiting for him. Next thing you know, skirt, skirt, grandma done pull up. Brittany she don't know nothing about grandma coming. She don't know why she coming. The last she talked to Ray, she was supposed to be the one picking him up, so she's confused. Grandma gets out. She's hugging Brittany, and you know, she's all smiling and stuff. Hey! But when she's talking to the producers, grandma is like, I ain't gotta tell nobody I'm coming. That's my grandson. I'll come if I want to. And I'm like, well, ooh, grandma, I understand, I get it, but where's all this energy when you talking to Brittany? Like, keep that same energy, grandma, when you talking to Brittany. Like, I know she's trying to be nice or whatever, but she was telling the producers, like, I don't need your permission. I can come see my grandson when I want to. I was like, all right, grandma. So Ray comes out. Him and Brittany, they kiss, they embrace and all that, and then grandma comes and embraces, and grandma's like, well, I know y'all want to be alone, you want to do what you do. And so grandma starts to head out, but she told the producers, I'm keeping my eye on them, and I will intervene if I need to, whether Brittany likes it or not. Okay, so grandma is with it. So I guess grandma, you know, she playing the game. You know what I'm saying? She don't want to spook Brittany out too much. So, you know, she gonna be nice and play the role, but she gonna also be watching them with that third eye. You know what I'm saying? So Brittany and Ray head back to her house. She's showing them around. She's showing them the bed, and then there's like this awkward silence, this awkward moment when they're sitting on the bed, and it's like, so let's go to this kitchen. Let's go see what's in the kitchen. I'm hungry. So they go in the kitchen, and Brittany's showing them these breakfast foods. She about to cook them breakfast. She was saying in her confessional that she thought it was gonna be something different. She expected him to be all over her, and him not, you know, being able to keep his hands off of her, and that just wasn't what it was. Ray said he ain't been with a woman in 3 years, so he nervous. He ain't really making no moves. But Brittany's like, you know what? I'm gonna feed him and F him. That's what it is. I'm gonna feed him and F him. So she excited. She's feeding him strawberries while they eating their little breakfast or whatever. And then here come Ray. Let's go take this to the bedroom so you can keep feeding me these strawberries. So they go to the bedroom and they getting it in. They do what they do. And so that was it for Brittany and Ray. You know, we really ain't seen too much of them. But I guess now that Ray is finally out of the halfway house and he's in Brittany's home, we will start to get to see more about Ray and what he's about. So, you know, in the next episode, we should really see what Ray is about, what he gonna give, what his attitude is like. I mean, he seems to be into Brittany so far, but hey, we gonna really start to be able to tell now that he is out of the halfway house. All right, so the last couple, Courtney and Josh. So Courtney and Josh, these last few episodes really haven't had too much going on. You know, they seemed like they were a great couple. They were getting along. We didn't see any arguments. You know, they were dill pickles together. You know, dill pickles in love. So Courtney says Josh has not really been into her. You know, all he's been doing is playing video games all day. He's not really intimate with her. When she tries to initiate sex, he turns her down. He says he's not in the mood, and that just hurts her little heart. And I get it, you know what I'm saying? I guess now that he's been out for a while, you know, he's showing who he is, you know what I'm saying? I guess the excitement has died down, and you know, he hasn't really been making any like moves as far as like jobs. And she said all he does is play video games. So she goes to meet up with her friend at a bridal shop, and the friend asks how it's going, and she tells the friend how he's been acting, and you know, how he hasn't really been showing any interest. But if a man say he don't want sex, he's turning you down all the time. I mean, because I don't know what man turns down sex. Even if a man don't like you or find you physically attractive, a man is still gonna sleep with you. Because men are dogs and they'll sleep with whatever to get off. You know what I'm saying? And so if he don't want to sleep with her, I mean, I guess maybe there could be a reason. I don't know. I mean, I'm starting to see some signs. Maybe Josh just ain't, you know, ain't really into her like that. I don't know. Or maybe he's just going through a phase. You know, sometimes when you're going through stuff, you know, your sex drive can start to slow down and you're just not in the mood for it. But I mean, if he's just playing video games all day, you can even put your video games aside to get some sex. Like, something don't seem right here. But that was it for Courtney and Josh. They ain't really have a lot going on. I hope they can work out because they seem like they were a good match. You know, she done met the grandma and grandma loves her. And so, you know, I hope things work. Out of all the couples, I hope things work out with Courtney and Josh because, you know, they seem like a pretty well-matched couple. You know what I'm saying? She done lost her whole job to be with this man. She on probation to be with this man. So I hope things work out for Courtney and Josh out of everybody. Guys, that was the end of the review, so you know what it is. We've come to the point of the video that I like to call. And now, the prison bae, I'm going to take all of your money until the day I get out of jail and after because you're that foolish and gullible. Award goes to... Alright, you guys, this week's prison bae. You know, it's been previously going to Nicole. All these last few episodes, it's been going to Nicole. But you know what? I may have to give it to Lisa and Nicole. I'm sorry, I can't give it to just Nicole. I gotta give it to Lisa too. Because baby, in that car, Lisa was like, I need a house, I need a car, I need $5,000. You told me you was gonna give it to me, let's do it. I don't know, man. I mean, of course, we all know Nicole probably is gonna be prison bae this whole season because she is for sure using this man. She's manipulating this man, and she is doing a good job at it. And I'm pretty sure when Deontay pulls up on her next week and see her getting in the car with this man, she's gonna be able to talk her way out of it. And Deontay is just gonna forgive her and be naive and dumb and stupid like he's always been. So Nicole is always gonna be prison bae. But Lisa, she got prison bae this week too because Lisa, Stan was like, she asked me for this, and this, but she ain't giving me what I asked for. Stan is supposed to sex, Lisa. You asking for all this, what can Stan ask for? What can Stan ask for? So baby, there we go. There you have it. That is the Love After Lockup review. If you guys enjoyed this video, please hit that thumbs up button. If you'd like to leave me a comment, please feel free to do so down below. Let me know what y'all thought about this episode. What couple do you think should make it? My couple is Courtney and Josh. I hope they make it. a fly girl yet, what are you waiting for? Subscribe to the channel. You guys can also follow me on Instagram at Madame_ButHerFly. All right, you guys, until the next time, please remember, stay focused, stay laughing, stay yourself, stay fly.